guys, today I'm going to teach you how to make a cage cuff. This is an advanced level tutorial. The materials you will need are pony beads, elastic beading cord, scissors, and a 2-row high X-base cuff. So this is what your X-base cuff should look like. You can tell it is 2 rows high because you will see 2 X's. One there and one there, like so. If you don't know, you can click a link here and I'll link you to my tutorial I just did on X-base cuffs. You're going to need a lot of string, so make sure that you pull off a very good amount. And then you're going to need all the bead colors that you want. I'm not going to give you a definite bead count because that is a lot of beads to count, to be honest. But you should have probably 200-300, maybe a little bit more, depending on how many colors you are going to use. Your bead count will go up and down. I'm just going to use, for right now, purple and yellow, but I will bring back the blue later on in the cuff. So first you need to take your string and put it through one of your purple beads. So on the top or bottom, it's going to be your connector beads. And here you can add on any pattern that you want to. I personally like to add on 2 base color beads, a connector bead, and 2 base color beads. So you will have 5 beads total. I'm using yellow as my base color bead and purple as my connector bead, like this. And now we're going to go through a diagonal purple bead. So instead of going to the purple that is directly diagonal, we're going to skip over and go to the row of purple that is in the middle, in the very middle of it. Like that. And the reason that we're doing this is we're creating another layer of X's, which it's going to be 2 rows of X's that are stacked on top of each other that are going to be coming out. But to do our X's, we only do 1 line at a time, and we're going to have a zigzag. You'll see this later as we're working more and more on the cuff, but I'm just giving you a little bit of explanation right now. So I personally don't like to tie off the ends of my string on there, so I will have about an 1 to 2 inch tail on the end, and then work with the longer end, and when I have gone all the way around the cuff, then I will tie off that end. I don't like to tie it to the original cuff that I've already made. But again, we add on our 5 beads. And this time we're going from the middle up to the top row. It's very important to, if you are working on the top row, on the top half of the cuff, you keep your zigzag on that top half of the cuff. If you're working on the bottom half of the cuff, keep your zigzag on the bottom half. So it's going to look something like this, and just continue your zigzag. Now I am on my last diagonal line for this row. And I'm going to add on the same 5 beads that I've been adding. And instead of going through the purple, because I like to keep a tail, I'm just going to tie it as a normal square knot because I've already got that end right there. So I just tie a knot here. I always like to go under with the shorter piece, that way I don't have to keep messing with the long tail. I just think it's simpler that way. Make sure to pull it tight so that your beads will become points. But don't tie it too tight that it won't stretch, because remember, you're still going to have to fit this on your arm, and all of the layers are still going to have to have a little bit of give and be a little bit stretchy. And then we're going to cut off the tail end, just the small end, not the big end. We take our tail and we string down through 2 of our base color. So that's 1. There's 2. Then we're going to go through our connector bead and pull your string all the way through. We add on 2 of our base color beads and string up through a connector bead on the top row. And what this is going to do is it's going to start to form our X. You can see that we have 3 of the lines that we need out of the 4 for the rest of the X. So we add on 2 more beads. And now we string through the purple, our connector bead on the other side, and that's going to complete 3 out of 4 on this side. Adding on 2 more base color beads. We string through a connector bead on that middle row, right there. Pull our string through. Now we have 1 completed X. As you can see, add on 2 more beads, string up through your next connector bead, and continue this pattern all the way around. So now you are on the last part. You add on 2 base color beads, string through your last connector bead, and pull tight. Now we're going to go through these 2 base color beads, and we're stringing down to that middle row of connector beads. Right there, we want to get through that bead. Now we want to create a new row of X's. We're going to have to string down to our connector beads on that base row. So we add on 2 base color beads. We add on a connector bead and 2 more base color beads. Then we string down diagonally to create the diagonal for our X. Continue. When you've gotten to your last section, we're going to add on 2 base color beads. Going to string through our last purple, and then we're going to tie off this layer of the cuff. I'm going underneath one side of the X, and this is going to create a loop just like we did for an X base cuff. Then we take that string and we put it through the loop and pull. And we do this 2 or 3 times until we feel that our cuff is secure and it's not going to come untied. There you go, you've successfully finished your first row of this cuff. Check out the second part of the tutorial for more. If you like this video, please rate, comment, and subscribe. I put out a new video every Monday. Here you can catch the second part of this tutorial, or check out my playlist for more 3D candy.